Welcome back, everyone, to F3. Happy to get into some talks about insurance here, but of course, I want to thank Cox Group, the WBE certified asset-based turnkey logistics solutions company located through North America with 22 million square feet of distribution space and over 1,000 power units. Visit warehouseservices.com for more details. Super easy, Warehouse Services. Now, into the insurance game. Happy to be here, of course, with Marquee Insurance, here with Brett as well, Senior Vice President of the company. A big part of your guys' growth, your expansion as well, part of the wonderful Soap Creek family, which we'll get into a little bit. But let's do a quick introduction of just what Marquee Insurance is doing for the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So Marquee is a insurance brokerage. So we work with about 40 to 50 different insurance companies around the country. And we are leveraging technology along with our growth to ensure that we're touching all of the carriers out there and making sure that we're able to provide them not only insurance solutions, but partnerships for their business.
Yeah, we're at this interesting turning point right now, and I'm interested in speaking with carriers. Clearly, the bottom line, dollars, cash flow is what they're looking at. What are you hearing when your team is on the phone talking with carriers and just conditions today?
The market's still tough. I think that's something that, I think we are. I've seen several articles on LinkedIn and everything this week and past weeks. I think we're coming out of the freight recession, but we're still there. And it is still hard for those smaller carriers and the carriers that are just getting started. And the barrier to entry is still high. Well, I do see it changing, and I see people finding their niche and getting into specific different types of lanes they can run and different types of contracts. You still know that it's hard for them right now.
How does that influence the work that you're doing at Marquee, knowing that they're in this position, clearly watching every dollar that comes in and out? How does that work within your overall strategy?
So one of the biggest things that we do is we partner with OTR Solutions, our sister company, which is a factoring company located in Atlanta, just on the other side of the building from us. And we do have a program called Down Payment Assistance. If you're with OTR Solutions, they can, in some cases, see if you're eligible for them to help, take some of your invoices and pay towards your down payment. Just because we know right now that you need to make that dollar go a little bit farther. And you need to get the insurance. And if you don't have the insurance in place, you can't get the loads. Your factoring company's not going to release your payouts. Yeah. And so it's really just a domino that kind of starts with getting the insurance piece set up. Because if you don't have that, then it kind of halts everything for you right there.
Yeah, I'm interested in, as carriers are talking with you, onboarding, going through certain policies, what are some of the misconceptions that maybe they have about insurance policies in general that you get to educate them on a little bit more?
I think the biggest thing, and not everyone's going to love this, but the biggest thing is the technology from these insurance carriers aren't working against you. They're not there to be big brother or there to hurt you. Yeah. They are there to help you. You have to remember that the insurance company doesn't always feel like it. I know I've filed claims before on my personal and homeowners and stuff. Doesn't always feel like the insurance company is there on your side, but they are. When they agree to put a federal filing up and they agree to represent your company like that, anything your company does, the good, the bad, the ugly, they are responsible for. So they have your best interest at heart. They want to make sure that if there is dash cam footage, if there are telematic data that they can pull or use in court or to help settle a lawsuit faster, that's something they're absolutely going to do to help the carrier out. So I know it can be a little bit of worrisome to kind of get that installed and get going with that, but there's a lot of insurance companies as well that is starting to get into the telematics and the camera footage that are offering significant discounts if you're willing to do that, because it is so new right now that they're trying to get people to understand and see that it's there to benefit them in the long run.
I like that you bring that up because I'm on radio as well, and that often comes up in phone calls from drivers, right? It's that kind of like big brother aspect of a lot of the technology that's out there. And it's insurance, though, is one of the top things that's commonly brought up for why it's difficult for them to not only enter, which you brought up, but stay within the industry. So it is concerning that they feel like that information might be used against him. But what's interesting, and I truly think this, that most carriers want a positive outcome. They want to pick up, deliver your load on time, safe, and keep it moving. And so I'm happy that you're working on maybe that rhetoric and getting drivers through that. And I want to talk about the tech side of all of this as well, because clearly, I like to call, personally, like I look at kind of like soap creep in the companies that you're with. OTR is like this multiverse of like companies looking to help carriers run a positive business. And how is that technology that you're building working towards that for carriers, but also like for your employees as well?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I think we do on the carrier side is we have our monthly boost report. So if you are a customer of Marquee, it's free of charge. It comes to you every single month, and it's usually about a week or so after the FMCSA releases all of the information from the audits along with the roadside inspections. And we're going to show you trend lines as to how you're performing in the 5 basic categories. Did it increase from last month? Did it decrease? And then you can drill down into those and even see, what inspections may have caused that. And it's going to give you the VIN number, the location. So if you have owner operators, you're going to know exactly what load they were on, when the date and time it occurred. And then you can also get the ticket number or the reference number. So if you do need to file a data queue to get that off, maybe it was fat-fingered and entered an error, and it's going to cause an issue on your insurance renewal, you can have all the tools you need right there to go ahead and start filing that process to get it removed. That's a big one. Another big thing that we also do is the unscheduled unit piece. So most of these policies that are under 10 units are going to be a scheduled unit policy or scheduled auto policy. So those policies are every unit that you get and every driver typically needs to be scheduled and approved by the insurance company before they can be on the road. And so when you go through these roadside inspections, and if a VIN number comes up in the system that doesn't match what they have on file, they view that as an unscheduled unit. And they're either going to try to collect premium on that, or they're going to cancel your policy. And if they cancel your policy midterm, insurance companies are looking for loyalty. How long did you stay with a certain carrier? If you're hopping insurance company to insurance company every single year, it sometimes scares some of those premier top-of-the-line insurance companies away because they don't want to just rent you for a year. They're looking for a long-term partnership. So one of the unscheduled unit piece that we do is we send it out as soon as we get it. And we say, hey, this is not in our system. Was this an error? Do you need to add this truck today? Let's go ahead and get ahead of it before the insurance company even sees it. That way we can get the right narrative to them and let them know you picked up the truck broke down on the side of the road, you got a rental, and all of that, you forgot to give us a call, but now you're doing it right now, and we're going to get on the policy immediately.
It really is fascinating, especially just insurance coverage, I think, in this industry as well. It's I almost want to use the word like passive, right? Like they just, let's get the certificate that we need to kind of stay on the road. I kind of look at it like that a little bit personally driving, because I don't get into accidents and I'm a safe driver who would gladly put a camera in my car to bring my insurance rates down. But it's, I'm interested from your perspective and just overall the insurance industry as a whole in this industry in particular, and how you see Marquee kind of growing with the industry as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is continually educating our carriers, letting them know, the trends in the marketplace, what we're seeing, what we're hearing about when we come to conferences, when we go to insurance conferences, what they're talking about, the next 3, 5, 7-year plan kind of looks like. And I think education is probably the most powerful thing, because you get into trucking and it may be easy to go get a DOT number and an MC number, but then no one really tells you what to do after that. And they just kind of expect you to figure it out. And then if you make one small mistake, you get reprimanded pretty harshly. And it can be over for your company, if you don't know what you're doing there. So we think that education is one of the most powerful tools. We have a section on our website that says starting a trucking company, that walks you through like, okay, I did step 1, now what? What kind of insurance do I need? Making sure you're starting with good A-rated carriers, making sure that you are working the right lanes, you're getting your freight from the right place, that you have a factoring company set up, using all of our tools in our sister companies and parent companies to work and help you leverage everything to get your company off on the right start.
It's what's really interesting. We've talked about this before as well, in past work, is kind of this culture that you're building at Marquee, and honestly across Soap Creek companies in particular, of that single word. I talk to Grace Maher all the time at OTR. Education. It's like you guys bring it up constantly, and I think that's what's exciting. Is like it's not just about getting that certificate. It's a partnership that's involved with that too, and I think bringing those barriers down, making it easier but profitable to grow is pretty huge too. What gets you the most excited coming to like an event like this, right? Like, what is your goal here in regards to the insurance and taking information, talk about education back? What's your main goal when you attend this event in regards to the insurance in particular?
I think just seeing what the technology offerings that are coming in the future, different platforms that are available for carriers, just walking through all the exhibits, you see everyone here is truly trying to educate and teach and make the truckers' lives easier.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's no doubt that what they do every single day for all of us is a hard job. And, not all superheroes wear capes, and some of them drive trucks. And it's being here and seeing everything that people are trying to offer and what's coming is what we want to take back. We want to tell them about the new things. Maybe they haven't heard about it. Maybe it was going to take them an extra few months to hear about it. But if we think it'd be beneficial for their company, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that they know, how they can get involved in that to help the daily operations of their company.
Yeah. I got a couple of minutes here left with you, and so I figured let's have a little bit of fun. You come from, of course, this wonderful team of just entrepreneurial spirit, and I don't know if you know this, but today is actually International Entrepreneurship Day.
Oh.
So I'm interested from your perspective. Fun question, and you can't say insurance because that's too easy. I'll pitch a fastball down the center. We'll go that way. If you could start a business in freight today, or even if it's inventing technology, what do you think you would get your hands into?
If it could be anything, I'd probably do something with the ports. I find it extremely fascinating just to watch all of the cargo containers come in and how the ports operate. I mean, it's like an airport over in there. I was just in the Atlanta airport the other day, and I was just sitting there looking at all the moving parts that keep that running. And, we've been to ports before, and just to watch them and see all of the moving parts. If one piece doesn't get delivered on time, if one piece is held up, it changes the whole supply chain. I mean, we learned during COVID how important the supply chain in the ports were. I mean, there were months where we were sitting, boats just sitting off the port, just waiting to get in, and that obviously led to stuff not being in stores. And so it's extremely important. It plays a crucial role in our daily lives, and we take it for granted. We go to Walmart, or we go to Kroger, wherever, and we expect it to be on the shelves.
Yeah.
But we don't think about, how did it get here? How many people did it go through? How many trucking companies and logistics companies touched it for it to get into your home?
Yeah.
So I would do something at the ports, and that's not technology, but I think that is absolutely a huge part of our day to day.
Well, and to your point too, and what you're offering, I mean, that trickles into what's happening domestically for these carriers as well, and what the market looks like, and it all comes full circle. One could call it a chain. I don't know if you've heard that before, but yeah. Of course, if people want to learn more about Marquee, where should they go? Yeah,
you can follow us on social media or go to our website at marqueeig.com, or you can always give us a call at 833-RING-MIG. And we'll be happy to get you started and get you helping. Also, big fan of the purple. It's my favorite color ever. NTG red, OTR blue makes Marquee purple. Oh my, multiverse. There you go. Blown. Thank you so much, Brett, for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for coming to the event. Stay tuned for more wonderful content, and we'll be right back.